it is surprising that why did they choose Bengal? Because Bengal was the seat of their power in India.
Yes.
At that time, their rule was mainly confined to Bengal.
Yes.
All right. Now it is ironic that Bengal we remember today as the harbinger of modern India. So a place which is supposed to be giving birth to modern India should actually be presented as the epicenter of Sati is absolutely astonishing and astounding. That itself.
Yes.
And in Bengal, as you said, there was no tradition of Sati.
No.
Sati was a custom that was limited. It was confined to the martial communities. Because the husband died in battle, the wife felt she had to meet an equally heroic end. So it was a very minuscule. In my book, I've tried to catalog the number of satis that were actually performed. So, and the whole point is that when William Bent, and why was this agitation by the companies? Because the missionaries wanted the right to come to India and convert. And the British Parliament was not giving them that right. So they had to convince the British Parliament that, it's such a land of evil and darkness that, women are being burnt all the time. So they cooked up figures. They commissioned a private survey. Can you imagine commissioning a private survey in Calcutta? Calcutta. That, give us a report of how many women are immolating themselves every month or whatever it is. And, today, you will not find any Sati temple in Bengal. When we were young and we used to go to Mathura, we used to see so many of these widows from
Yes.
Bengal with shaven heads. So the custom there was that women who were widows went to Vrindavan. The epicenter of Sati was Rajasthan, confined to the Rajput community. And even today, Sati temples exist in Rajasthan, and it is whoever commits a Sati is regarded as heroic and noble. Whether we agree with that or not is immaterial. And how is it that the moment William Bentinck said Sati is illegal, from the next day there was no Sati in Bengal? I mean, it is like there was no Twitter, there was no newspapers. How did the order reach every village?
Yes.
And after independence, the government in parliament has given the figure of 40 cases of sati since 1947. All right? These are parliamentary figures. Not one of those 40 cases is listed from Bengal. And 2/3 of them are from Rajasthan. So this whole, that is, why it's so important to write your own history. Because every school child, you ask, tell me one thing about William Bentinck, he'll say, ma'am, he abolished sati. I say, it has got so deeply embedded in our psyche, sati and female infanticide. I said, I don't know anyone who ever had a sati in their family.
And like ma'am, they said that the British lifted the ban on widow remarriage, and that in 1856, and that caused the revolt of 1857 because people were very upset that their traditions are interfered with. There was first of all, there is no, when I teach the students, I tell them, first of all, there is no case of ban.
There is no case of ban. And
which the British are lifting.
No, and the earliest case I will give you, the Rigved,
yes,
has this funeral hymn.
Yeah.
And that is which they mistranslated to show that the religious injunction to women who are widows to burn themselves. Now, in that funeral hymn, the hymn says that after a husband has died, the woman is supposed to moist her eyes with ghee and lie before the body and then get up and resume her place in the world. So when the Rig Veda is saying that after the necessary, ceremonies, then you get up and resume your place in the world, then where is the religious sanction for it?
Yes.
All this only makes me so concerned
Yes.
and anxious about the need to reclaim our past.